right, gonna go ahead and get started. Just hit record. Thank you everybody for joining me this evening. My name is Christine Strong. I am the business owner of Namaste Essential and Strong. And my business is all about working with our energy, mind, body, and spirit. I am a yoga instructor. I also worked with human design and working with our energy pathways. And now that I have kind of come across this jewelry, which is actually something that I would have never thought that I would have been into sharing and talking about jewelry. It is extremely beautiful, but I am definitely always so focused on on my health and wellness. And if you know me, if you know anything about my history, anything about the products and the things that I use along with my yoga, then you know that I am really all about all natural, everything that we can do for a preventative measure to make our body healthier. And so I am part of the Chamber of Commerce, the Holistic Chamber of Commerce, and we did a fantastic wellness summit in April, mid-April, and it was phenomenal. We did 2 days on this virtual platform, which was really cool. It was like actually set up like a vending style where you could go and click on a booth and literally be one-on-one with the person on that booth. And so it was extremely interesting. And on that, I learned so much, but I came across this jewelry. And it's all about how to make our energetic field bigger so that we have more power to help prevent, not necessarily prevent, but more like deflect away all of the AMFs that are around us. And so we have a lot of other bodies. We're going to talk about 4 bodies today, a little bit when we start talking about our energy field and our electromagnetic fields that we all have. And so if you know anything about our bodies, especially like if you know about your heart and you've seen that little, what's it called, the where they're going to shock you to start your heart, that works on electricity, but it also works on magnets. They're rubbing magnets together, and so we are electromagnetic. And so this jewelry is extremely healthy. And so this is actually what really drew me to it. And then when I received it, it's actually extremely beautiful. And I think one of the signs is that 4 out of all of like the designs with pictures on them, like these glass domes, 4 of them were yoga related. And then I got numerous crystals, 6 crystals, 7, 8, and I think Ben has a crystal on too, and he's not home. So I got numerous crystals in it. I love my crystals. I actually only have a few though that I can wear. Everything else is just kind of stored out in grids and stuff. So I was extremely excited to know that not only with the power of the jewelry, you also then get the power of the crystal itself when you start wearing it. And so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to kind of start with some of the science because this is actually what really drew me in. Yes, I think it's beautiful. And whenever I go out, people want to know. And plus it's magnetic. I work with the law of attraction. I do feel like there is that pull to it. But it is about the science. It's about what it's really doing. That is what drew me in. And so I want to start to, and I want to share that with you. And so I have a PowerPoint. I'm going to kind of run through the slides a little bit quickly. I'm not going to touch on everything that's on there. It is very, there's a lot of jargon, and so I want you though to see that the information is there. And if you need any clarification, if you have any questions about it, or if you want some of the full articles, I have a bunch of links for the full articles on all the resources on where this came from. So please never hesitate to ask. I am not somebody who likes to bullshit. If you know me and know any of the other companies that I worked for, it's always something that has been extremely transparent. I want it to be authentic. I want it to be real. I want it to be tested and proven and know that I'm putting something good in my body or on my body for that matter. And that includes my hair care, my skincare, everything else. And so let me share my screen. It might be a little ugly. I'm always so bad at doing this to start, but I hope you can see this screen right here, 5G, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so this jewelry was actually created by a doctor. She is a chiropractor and a kinesthesiologist. I know I butchered that word, has been doing it for many, many years, already used the health benefits of magnets in her practice, but then got injured and wasn't able to practice physically anymore and decided to do this. And so this is really geared toward what is really happening with the 5G and everything else going on around us. And so our EMFs, what are EMFs? That's our electromagnetic field. And so they're frequencies or fields that we cannot see, but they're produced from cell phones, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, phones, monitors, all of the Alexa things, anything that's smart. And so they have both a electric and a magnetic field. And then when we combine it, it's electromagnetic. And so they're invisible waves. And so I like to really think about wavelengths for light or sound and how sometimes they're bigger and then sometimes they're smaller and more condensed. And so they can have positive and negative depending on the energy. And so let's just look about our cell phone usage. And I mean, this is only going up to 2018. We've had 3 more years, a whole bunch more technology that has boomed out, including 5G. And so even just looking at 2003, how small all of this is, and then looking at 2018, I mean, that is super, super, super condensed. And I can only imagine how much more. And so our bodies are electrical. They are, like I said about the pacemaker, or excuse me, like I said about like shocking and bringing people back to life, which is used on, I can't think of that word. What is that? But it is a very sophisticated electromagnetic system. And this is why if you do have any heart problems, you do need like a pacemaker, something in there that is helping work on these pulses. And so it's our mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of our cell, and our liver enzymes that are producing that conductivity. And so ionizing versus non-ionizing. And this is when I was talking about the wavelengths. And so all of our EMFs are going to be different levels. There are some that are not quite as harmful, like everything we're exposed to in our house. As you look on our screen, they're very wide away. It's kind of the same thing when you listen to sound that's very wide. It's going to be very quiet. As it speeds up, it's going to get louder. And so the more it speeds up, the more penetrating it is, the more harmful it is as it's coming through. And so that's why when you go get x-rayed or anything else, you have to put that lead sheet on to protect your cells. But just because they are not considered heating or doing something, they really are damaging. And so we do have trillions of cells in our body, and they all have a membrane which allows calcium and other minerals to flow in and out. When an EMF signal comes into the cell, it causes the channels to close or to stay open. And so then to stay open, and then we get excessive calcium flowing into the cell after the exposure. And what happens to that? It breaks down our DNA. It can cause cancer. It breaks down our blood-brain barrier. It can cause infertility, psychiatric systems, iodine stress, heart-related injuries, hormonal disruptions. A lot of stuff can happen when our channels aren't functioning properly. And so our cell phone towers now that we're going all the way up to 5G, it's going to promote higher speeds. Even with your Wi-Fi, if you have Wi-Fi in your house and you've upgraded so that you have it going faster, that means now you are increasing those EMFs that are in your house. Like I said, if you have Alexa, if you have a smart refrigerator, smart TV, any of those things, if you wear Bluetooth headphones, so many of us do. We're like, oh my God, it's wireless. I can now work out. So convenient. I get it. But now you have all of that energy, that smart technology right in your ears, so close to your brain. Those are damaging all of those brain cells. And so it's so important to understand that just because we can't see these lengths and these waves doesn't mean that they're not really around. And so the research. There is a lot of research out there. Research it, look it up, look up on who, like I said, if you want to read it, send me a message, say, I want research. I am a science person. I am a one. I need to know all the information in my human design. Send me the research. This is what I did think was interesting, though, is how they really do test our cell phones. And so they use this model here. It's a head that's bigger than any of the humans that would actually use a phone. It's filled with water, salt, and sugar, which isn't really what brain tissue is. There's not even anything living in there and then they have the phone so far away from their head. And then they expose it for 6 minutes. 6 minutes might be the average cell phone call, but we are not able to, that's not all we're doing on our phone, excuse me. We are not just talking on our phone when we're there. We're holding it right in front of our face. We are researching on it. We're texting. We are using it to watch TV, to listen to music. We are using it for everything. And every time we have something running or we're connected to Wi-Fi or we're streaming through our service and our phone is running because we are streaming or doing something, that means that we're attracting more of those EMFs to us. And so just like I said, how do we actually use our phones? 75% of 40-year-olds own their own devices. Children's heads will absorb up to 2 times the radiation compared to adults. And so this is what blew my mind, especially being a teacher. I know I don't have any of my own kids. And part of me was I don't really want to promote this because people will be like, you're not a mom, blah, 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 blah. I'm not, but I am a teacher. I do care for our students or for our children. I love kids. I love working with children. I love to be the babysitter. If anybody ever needs a babysitter and you're a local, please call me. I'd love to come over. And so they're still growing and they absorb 10 times more. And now with the pandemic, our kids are on our iPads so much longer than they were ever before. Before the pandemic, there was a whole research that came out kids shouldn't be on their tablets, playing video games, doing all of this for more than an hour. And now kids are on it, exposed to it for almost 8 hours a day. We need to really start looking into this. And so some of the effects that cause a lot: headaches, fatigue, sleep disruption, depression, rashes, memory loss, digestive issues, irritability, brain fog, dizziness, balance problems, nausea, sensitivity to light, high blood pressure, increased blood sugar, diabetes. People who are under a lot of stress, their stress bucket is full, which means that they are easily more exposed. And this is just this, to me, I guess, should just seem kind of simple. But if you aren't strong, if your body isn't built up, stress is one of the number one things that causes so many other problems. And so your body's already beat down. If your body is already beat down, if your cells are already overtired, overworked, then how are they going to help counteract anything else that's coming in at them? And so small population understand about this, realize that it could be what is causing your problems. Look around your house. Where is your Wi-Fi modem? Where is it in location to your bedroom? Where do you keep your cell phone? I am so guilty of this. When I first watched this, she was like, don't use your phone as your alarm clock. I use my phone as my alarm clock. She recommends putting it on airplane mode. So I've now actually, I don't really like to sleep with the necklaces. I don't really have a short enough one yet, but what I do is I take it and I put it under my pillow. And there's actually a beautiful pin that I have ordered coming to me that I'm going to put on my pillowcase just to help protect it. And I am going to go back to an old school alarm clock. I really want to be more intentional about this. This whole way of life, a holistic lifestyle, a preventative lifestyle, is all about being intentional, thinking about the things that you are doing and understanding that we can't just completely uproot what we're doing 100%. As much as we think that we're just going to rid our house of everything and we're going to detox and we're just going to pull the Band-Aid off and we're going to go cold turkey, we set ourselves up for failure that way. And I mean, if you followed my journey, I have quit everything one by one by one by one. It started with my drinking. I still kept my cigarettes though. I needed that. I needed something to help me with my stress. I was still working in the restaurant, so I kept the cigarettes. If I tried to quit both of those together, I would have probably been the most miserable, unpleasant person to be around. But we take it in baby steps. We take it in our strides. I'm working on my sugar right now. It was funny. I had my parents in town. I was exposed to a lot more sugar. And now for the past 2 days, I just crave it, crave it, crave it. It's just little baby steps. Did I beat myself up? Did I not say, oh gosh, I'm not going to have dessert with you? No, I'm going to understand we have that balance. But it's about that intention coming in, thinking about what we're doing. And so I love this. I love this image right here. It's so cute. It took me a minute to figure it out. Like when I saw this thing down here, I'm like, Mr. Smarty Pants and Friends. I'm like, who's Mr. Smarty Pants? And then I looked inside and it's our smartphones. It's our smart meter. It's our Wi-Fi. It's the smart fridge. It's all of the stuff that, yes, seem to make our lives so much easier. But with that comes satellites, comes all of this. Look at these telephone poles. Look at all of the devices that are on there. And so I said before, we're going to kind of talk about our pillars of health. In Kundalini, there's the 10 bodies. It goes much farther than this, but I love that at least we're talking about 4. This is something that more people can relate to. And so our physical health. So many of us kind of get stuck here. We don't really tend to go to the chemical, or actually chemical is what we come to because we don't necessarily want to do the physical. So much stuff could be healed if we look at our physical first and tend to implement. We have our chemical. What vitamins do you put in? Where do you avoid smoking? Do you do all of this? And it's funny. So when I quit drinking, I went to yoga. Yoga was my first thing I started. I went to my physical body. I started there. I started to burn out that energy. I knew that I had emotional issues. That's why I drank, so I could suppress everything. And so I needed to rid that. I needed to put something else out there and like burn it off in another way. And so I did yoga, and that helped with my mind as well. But then I looked at my chemical. And so when yoga wasn't really fully helping my emotional, I had to look at my chemical. And that's actually when essential oils came into place. I was really looking for an all natural way to calm my emotional body. And so I started looking at good vitamins, good supplements. This is when, not quite yet, I can't say that I avoided smoking. I was still smoking at this time, but I did start to look about what I was putting into my body. And like I said, started to use the essential oil, started really coming back to the natural living, because when I was drinking, I was just totally poisoning. And so that emotional ties right in with that chemical, decreasing your stress, meditating, positive thoughts, gratitude. I write in a gratitude journal every day, 5 things I'm grateful for every single day. I go out in nature. I see my sunrise. So all 3 of these things. And so now we have our electrical body, our electrical field. How can we minimize our EMFs? We can start to plug into things. We can use corded things, not use as much Wi-Fi. We can start wearing this jewelry, adding magnets to our fields. We can also start to unplug. Like I said, unplug your devices, all of that. And I know I probably will have people on here. Oh, it's covered up by my sticker. I have those, they are like copper little EMF stickers that you can put on your phone and on your computer. I have one on my computer. I have one on my phone. It's actually underneath my, seed of life or flower of life sticker. But all of those are great. Like, keep doing it. We need all the protection that we can get. But what are you doing to protect your body when you're not carrying your phone, when you're walking around without it? We're still being exposed. And so how else can you do that? And so magnetic therapy. So why magnets? And so what is special about these magnets? These are not refrigerator magnets. These are neodymium magnets, which have been around forever. You can totally look it up. I do love all of the history that is coming and all of the research and everything that comes with it. There is so much benefits. I mean, just look up magnet therapy, look at the different things. There's so much different ones. And so also copper is another big thing. And so I have a copper bracelet. Inside my copper bracelet, there are actually magnets in it as well. And so copper is more of a conductor. It is going to help more regenerate ourselves because it's conducting the energy, helping bring more energy in. What the magnets do though is help increase our natural electromagnetic field. And so as we make our field bigger, those EMFs need to have more strength in order to penetrate us. And so we want to keep our magnetic field big. And so by adding magnets to our field, we can do that to help counteract the benefits. And so numerous things, again, increase your blood flow, decrease pain signals, natural healing, symptom of relief with no negative side effects. And so a lot of people, once you start wearing this, you're just going to naturally start getting all of these side benefits. That's what I love to say about anything that you do on the holistic path. You never have to worry about a side effect. What you actually get is numerous side benefits, the benefits that you get that you would not even know. And that is just amazing. You might try this because you have a little back pain, or you might try it like me because you just want to protect, you just want to help build that field. And maybe it just starts helping with your sleep. Maybe your mood just increases. There is energy magnets on the back of this. We'll talk about that after, to increase our mood, to make sure that we have negative ions into our field all the time. So again, if you want any of this information, send me those articles. And so this jewelry was designed with us in mind, with our health. It has interchangeable magnets, which we'll talk about. But those magnets have neodymium magnets. They have 4,000 Gauss, some of the highest on the market. There's also infrared, germanium, and negative ions embedded on the back. And those can help with our blood circulation, our blood flow, helps with our energy, so much good benefits. And so, like I said, EMFs have positive, negative polarity fields. It's a vortex of movement of energy when they combine. And so the jewelry was created with polarity in mind. What it's trying to do is repel the EMFs. Like I said, it's going to build our field. It's going to make it stronger. It's going to build it. It's going to help it grow so it can then repel it. And so not only is it healthy, it's interchangeable, it's beautiful, but it actually is really affordable. And so before I really jumped on this, I wanted to look around and see what other things were out there that are similar. And yes, you can go on Amazon. They had some bracelets that were very simple, just metal chained link with the magnets. And some of them did have some infrared embedded in them as well. Boring, extremely ugly to me. Maybe for a man, it'd be okay. But also quite expensive. Like that, I was pretty amazed, and it wouldn't be something that I want. This is actually very affordable. It is a lot of fun. It is not something that I thought that I would want to do. And so, yeah, like I said, minimize our exposure. Eliminate it from the source, create some distance, keep your phone a foot away from you, use your speaker, use wired headphones, try to wire up to your internet. And so this is something that I'm going to kind of look into. I was talking to somebody at the farmer's market about this. He hardwired his whole house, even his phone. And when he gets home, he can hardwire it into his motor or into his modem. And so he never even uses Wi-Fi, which I thought was amazing. Also start wearing some jewelry. Like I said, put the atlas on your pillowcase. One thing that I thought was so interesting, she said, never put your laptop directly on your lap. Our laptop, it's called a laptop, to put it on our lap, but that is too close. We need to have something. Put a pillow there, put something, those laptop tables, at least there's some kind of hard surface there in between. And then also no phone directly on your body, like tuck it into your bra. Even in our hands, we carry them around all the time and we're not really thinking about it. And yet the research from the companies that are building it don't go as extensive as what people are now seeing as the cause and effects that are now looking at it because it's caused harm already. Save the girls, save the boys. It reduces our sperm count. It is not good for our cells. Our breasts are exposed. We don't want it to be exposed for anything else that can cause breast cancer. It's like one of the easiest ones to get. And so we need to make sure that we are being intentional. Like I said, intentional living, live with this. And so take action. So I'm going to stop my share here. Stop share. I hope that was educational. That was something that like completely blew my mind. It was something that I didn't really know too much about. And so yet again, that's why I'm here. If you know anything about human design, I am a 1-3. I want to know, I'm going to research, I'm going to try it out. I'm going to do it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to see how it goes. And then I'm going to share and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to let you explore. And so I want to just share a couple things. And so I have been layering up my jewelry. I'm not going to share too much on this. There's plenty of images, plenty of stock stuff. But I want to talk about how much is really here. And so in every magnet, there's 4,000, like I said. This piece is the Zen, really, really cute. Love it. Really simple, really good one for men as well. Ben has been wearing this one. It takes a big magnet. It's a larger size one. The magnet is on the Tude to go with your attitude. So the Tude, and so this is 4,000. And now we have another size magnet, the smaller size. It is a smaller in circumference, as you can see, but this is also still 4,000. And so what I'm wearing today, I have 4, 8, 12 gauss of this, which is making my field nice and big. I am waiting for my earrings to come in as well as my bracelet, but it is recommended to kind of have a field of about anywhere from 8 to 20, depending on what you're exposed to daily. You really can't overdo this. If anything, all you're doing is building an extra barrier there. But it has been really, really cool. It's been really interesting. If you know anything about my journey, I've done a couple different network marketing companies. I really like this just for the fact that I'm really kind of doing it on just a customer build. I want to just naturally share this just because this is something that I feel like everybody needs, especially our kids right now. Our kids are exposed to so much. Their bodies are still growing. They aren't fully developed. Their cells aren't fully developed. And they don't know this. They don't know any better. And it's kind of up to us to expose them, to share it with them. And so there's a fantastic children's line, really cute silicone bracelet, sliders, so the magnets actually don't come off, so it's not like a choking hazard. You don't have to worry about them losing it. They just stays right on the bracelet. They're waterproof. I'm waiting for that to come in the mail too. I didn't get that yet, but I have been blown away. Like I said about the science, I really kind of want to just keep that with this. You can check out all of the videos, anything else if you want to see what the pieces look like. I've been sharing too in my stories. Please make sure you've been following along the different pieces, the different crystals I got. I got so much that had to do with yoga, so many different crystals that I really, really, really love. But then it's just been the benefit, the health benefit, the energy benefit. I definitely feel more upbeat. I feel a little bit more confident. It's kind of almost like I know I have this barrier of all of your negative stuff can go away. And so, I'm going to, in the comment below or in the comments below, I'm going to add the video of the test that Dr. Tracy has done to show how our muscles weaken just from being on a Wi-Fi call, and that instantaneous work that it's doing immediately being exposed. And then what happens when you put one of the magnets in. It's been mind-blowing. I'm going to actually stop the recording here. I'll go ahead and take some questions. If you're watching the replay, please, please, please message me, reach out to me. I am an open book. I will share all of this. I will tell you honestly, I am not about bullshitting anybody. And so let me know what you want to know, and I will share it over to you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. For those of you who are on, stay on. We'll get to your questions right now once I stop the recording.